What up, y'all? It is your boy Darius, and I'm back, y'all. So we have a video we're gonna react to, y'all. I want to give a shout out to MusicVibe because y'all seen the channel multiple times, though. I love his video a lot, though. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, y'all. So we're gonna check out why Diddy is accused of killing Tupac. Now, I heard stories about Diddy had something to do with Tupac got killed. Because if you know the kill shot when Eminem said the day that Kel put the hit, the day that Dave made, they put the hit, got Tupac killed. So yeah, so a lot of people think that Diddy has something to do with Tupac's murder. So let's get this out, y'all. Let's get it.
Combs was involved in Tupac's death. He denies that.
It was hurtful, extremely hurtful. There were so many rumors.
I told you can't trust him. Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
In this way, 50 Cent is making fun of Puff Daddy, and he wrote the following in a post. Hashtag no Puffy juice. He killed your favorite rapper. This is his reaction to the release of a documentary called Murder Rap, inside the Biggie and Tupac murders. In the documentary, it is claimed that Puff Daddy gave Crips gang member Keefe D $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge Knight, who was recently arrested.
The day you put out a hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got Pac killed.
And these are Eminem's lines from the Kill Shot track. Joe Budden recounted how Puffy reacted to it.
Puff said it's in his hands, and he said, I can say it. And that's the end of that.
Have fun with that one.
He said, there's nothing to say about it. It's in my hands.
Even Suge Knight gets angry at people who think that he killed Tupac. But
bitch ass Puffy can give him a mother star, and every rat in the world said he didn't want to kill Tupac. Yeah. Or had him shot.
And now, after the arrest of Keefe D, who said that Puff Daddy offered him $1 million to murder Tupac, many raised the question, will Puff Daddy face charges? Let's look into what exactly happened between Pac and Puff Daddy. At the beginning, they were good friends. This could be understood from one particular moment. When Biggie prepared his album, Ready to Die, Biggie worried he could miss his shot, considering that the new label he was signed to, Bad Boy, owned by his manager Sean Puffy Combs, hadn't taken off yet. Things weren't happening for him quickly enough, he complained. He asked Tupac to take over as his manager, in hopes Tupac could advance his music and film career as rapidly as he'd done his own. Tupac rejected the offer and told him that he has to be in Bad Boy Records and that Puff Daddy will make him a star.
Are you tired of dealing with worn-out windows that don't seal, leak, or are hard to open? Maybe
Biggie and Tupac were street buddies. Biggie called Tupac Duke. Tupac called Biggie Christopher.
But all good things eventually come to an end. Tupac was one day in New York, heading to Quad Recording Studios. Tupac got contacted by Jimmy Henchman, a known associate of Haitian Jack, to appear on a Little Sean song, an artist he represented. And that very night, Big was in the studio with Junior Mafia. They were working on the song Player's Anthem. Lil Cease was smoking on the balcony when he spotted Tupac. After that, he returned to the studio where he told Biggie that he saw their friend. Biggie said that they should invite him over. He went to meet up with Pac, and when he went downstairs, he saw Tupac with his friends lying on the ground. Two robbers aimed weapons at them and told them to go back into the elevator. They went upstairs, and Lil Cease told Biggie that they were robbed. When they returned, he was lying there covered in blood. Tupac said the crew looked surprised and guilty, but Puffy claimed they showed him nothing but love and concern. He blamed the robbery on Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack, and of course, Puffy and Biggie. Pac was disappointed that he was set up by his own friend.
Trust nobody after dog. You know what I mean? Straight up. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything. Turned on them.
I asked my man if he could roll him a blunt. You know what I'm saying? We asked him if he's all right. He's just like, yeah, I'm all right. I don't know what's going on. And we just there trying to comfort him. Andre, Harrell, went and made sure he was calling the ambulance.
In an interview for Vibe magazine, Puffy said, "Why would I set a guy up to get shot?" says Puffy. "If I'm gonna set a guy up, which I would never do, I ain't gonna be in the country. I'm gonna be in Bolivia somewhere. He ain't mad at the brothers that shot him. He knows where they're at. He knows who shot him. If you ask him, he knows. And everybody in the street knows. And he's not stepping to them because he knows that he's not gonna get away with that. To me, that's some real sucker shit. Be mad at everybody, man. Don't be using brothers as scapegoats. We know that he's a nice guy from New York. All side, Tupac is a nice, good-hearted guy. This song only worsened the relationship between Biggie and Pac. And of course, it involves Puffy.
Everybody in the world know that record was done way before that, so definitely wasn't about Tupac.
Yeah, because when that song Who Shot Ya came out, Tupac felt like did Biggie have something to do with that. But that was, cause I know they said that song was recorded way before the shooting went down. But my whole thing is, why would you release it? They should have waited or scrapped the song, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Quad situation.
According to Napoleon from Outlaws, releasing Who Shot Ya at a bad time was Puffy's decision to respond at Pac for accusing Bad Boy Records for his attempted murder in New York.
Even though it can take people's lives, or people might lose lives, but I'm gonna get rich. Put it out.
Your label dropped a song, Who Shot Ya? Who the fuck is supposed to be about, bruh? Keep it a buck.
Next, there was the scandalous Source Awards, when Suge flew out to pay Tupac a visit, who was at the time already in prison. It was then that Pac told Suge, I need you to ride with me because I'm going to destroy Bad Boy Records. I believe they had something to do with me getting shot.
Between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you see what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out. It was gonna go ahead about my life.
After when Pac was released from prison, he released the track Ambitions as a Rider, in which he claimed that when he was in prison, he was receiving letters requesting him to cover up the beef with Bad Boy Records. However, he was thirsty for revenge. Next.
Wow, I didn't know Ambition was a diss track. I did not know that. I gotta react to that though. So I'll definitely react to that one.
A fight took place in Atlanta between Death Row and Bad Boy Records, in which Suge Knight's friend Big Jake was killed. The media actively reported that the killer is someone from Puff Daddy's circle. When Puffy was asked about this incident in an interview, he sucked his teeth in frustration. Here's what happens, he said. I went to Atlanta with my son. At that time, there wasn't really no drama. I didn't even have bodyguards, so that's a lie that I did. I left the club, and I'm waiting for my limo, talking to girls. I don't see Suge go into the club. We don't make any contact or nothing like that. He gets into a beef in the club with some brothers. I knew the majority of the club, but I don't know who he got into the beef with, what it was over, or nothing like that. All I heard is that he took beef at the bar. I see people coming out. I see a lot of people that I know. I see him, and I see everybody yelling and screaming and shit. I get into the limo, and I go to him like, what's up? You all right? I'm trying to see if I can help him. That's my motherfucking problem, Puffy said, pounding his fist into his palm in frustration. I'm always trying to see if I can help somebody. Anyways, I get out facing him, and I'm like, what's going on? What's the problem? Then I hear shots ringing out. We turn around, and someone's standing right behind me. His man, God bless the dead, gets shot, and he's on the floor. My back was turned. I could have got shot. He could have got shot. Right then, he was like, I think you had something to do with this. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was standing right here with you. I really felt sorry for him. The sense that if he felt that way, he was showing me his insecurity.
And then Suge was like, yo, you all right? And Puffy was there. And then all of a sudden I saw Suge. Pow! Smack the dog shit out of Puffy.
Join a growing number of professionals who are advancing their careers with a graduate degree from the top 5.
After the Atlanta shooting, people on both coasts began speculating. Would there be retribution? All-out war? According to a New York Times Magazine cover story, Puffy sent Louis Farrakhan's son Mustafa to talk with Suge. Puffy says he did not send Mustafa, but did tell him, if there's anything you can do to put an end to this bullshit, I'm with it. However, it is reported that Suge refused to meet with Mustafa because he was pissed off at Puffy. At one of the death row parties, a person from Bad Boy Records showed up. Him and Pac nearly beat a guy to death in hope of finding out where his boss is. And the most gruesome part of that is they forced him to drink urine.
Ugh.
He might have got a few punches, and he probably drunk about 20 shots of piss. You know what I mean? Literally.
Tupac gave an interview to a journalist from New York called Angie Martinez. The world never got the chance to see that interview. As Napoleon says, this interview is the raw version of Hit 'Em Up. In the interview, Pac said enough things that could get him sentenced to prison again, as he wasn't really himself at the time. He also went after Bad Boy Records and everyone else. For that reason, it was decided that the interview would not be released, so as not to add fuel to the fire. However, there is yet another version from Gene Deal as to why the interview was never released. According to the words of the ex-bodyguard of Bad Boy Records, Puffy requested that it doesn't get released.
So Puffy, he did hear that Tupac interview.
Why would you try to stop something if you ain't heard it? Why would you try to stop something if you didn't hear it?
Angie Martinez herself admitted in an interview that Biggie and Puffy were angry with her.
They upset with you. You're from New York, the voice of New York. You going out there to interview Tupac. Huh?
No, they didn't love it. Yeah, they didn't love it. It took me and Big a minute. I'm so happy that we got to a better place after, because Big didn't love it. He never told me, but somebody else told me.
Tupac made the decision to write his legendary diss track, Hit 'Em Up, in which he said this phrase at the end of the track.
Now you tell me who won. I see them, they run.
Here, Pac recalls the Soul Train Awards, which took place in 1996. This was the first meeting between Tupac and Biggie after Tupac survived the robbery. Pac won the award for Best Album of the Year, but he was unable to pick up his award as the organizers of the event feared there would be a clash with Bad Boy Records.
Oh, man.
As Suge Knight says, him and Tupac had a plan to run on stage when Biggie shows up on stage.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my management, Puff Daddy, the whole label, Arista.
Pac saw Biggie, got out of his car, and called him a fat bastard. And then a fight broke out after Pac pointed his gun at Biggie. And the most important thing about the story is how Puffy behaved during the altercation, as recounted by Reggie Wright Jr.
One thing I can say about Biggie Small, nigga didn't run. He was just standing there. I saw Puffy run under and hid under a car.
According to Gene Deal's version of the story,
So Biggie wasn't
Puff Daddy
scared.
ran away, even before the confrontation, and said something that will seriously surprise you.
I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change. I said, yo, he sure did. He said, yeah. He said, Big gotta die? He said,
Wow.
Yeah. He said, Big.
For that reason,
wow,
said the following in a diss track.
They don't want to see us.
One of Keefy D's friends went to a mall where he came across their rival gang. They started beating him up, but then help arrived just in time, and they beat them up in return and took a chain with the Death Row logo on it. Orlando Anderson was present in that fight. Napoleon claims that a rumor circulated at that time that Puffy was willing to pay $10,000 to anyone who would steal a Death Row chain.
Yeah, when he was alive, we was hearing that's the reason why they tried to snatch that chain, is because it was a bounty on the chain saying if you snatch the chain, bring it back to us, we will give this amount of money.
Overthrow the government y'all got right now, which is Bad Boy and Nas and all that bullshit, and we will bring a new government here that will feed every person in New York.
Further, after the Mike Tyson fight, one of the people from Death Row's side who took part in that fight at the mall saw Orlando and told Pac about it. Pac, without hesitating, went after him to revenge his comrade. A few hours later, Pac was murdered.
Damn.
If you sleep on your side, I bet you hate your pillow, and this is why. They might be as fluffy.
Later, in Tupac's post-mortem album, The Dawn Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory, in the Against All Odds track, he went after Puffy once again.
Let's be honest, you a punk or you would see me with gloves. Remember that shit you said in the vibe about me being a thug?
Here, Pac talks about an interview where Puffy said, I hope that his thug life is really over. But on the real, if you gonna be a motherfucking thug, you gots to live and die a thug. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no jumping in and out of thugism. If that's what you choose to do, you gots to go out like that. I ain't no thug. Only thugs I know is dead or in jail, or about to be. After his death, there was one more moment that took place that will surprise you. According to Deal, Diddy was at an awards ceremony where he thought he had a chance to win Producer of the Year. Shortly before the ceremony started, he said Diddy took one of the pictures on their table and peed in it. Kidada Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter and Tupac's love interest at the time, soon wandered over to Diddy's table, struck up a conversation during which she nearly drank the urine in the pitcher. She allegedly invited him to a party.
Did Puffy see her about to drink out that bottle, yo? He wasn't trying to stop her? He was going to let her drink out that bottle like that?
Yeah, no, I ain't stopping.
She was clearly very devastated by Tupac's murder.
I tell you, I could not get a word out. I couldn't leave my house. And then I harbored a lot of anger towards my dad because he wasn't there.
A long while later, Puffy recalled what his reaction was when he heard "Hit 'Em Up."
I had to make the call to Biggie, and I said, we're not gonna respond. Somebody's gonna get hurt if we respond. I mean, I never felt the way with "Hit 'Em Up." You know what I'm saying? I never felt a way with it because I really laughed at it the way I was portrayed in the video. I saw the fun in it. You know, I'm not gonna play it at my birthday party.
Right? Yeah.
And after the release of the documentary that claimed that he ordered the killing of Tupac, he responded with a rather unconvincing answer.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah. Check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother.
What do you think about the conflict between Pac and Puffy? And will Puffy...
Wow, man, oh man. I don't know, y'all. There's a lot of stories behind this, so I think Tupac, maybe Diddy may have something to do with Tupac's murder. He might have. I'm not saying he did, though, because I was young when this happened, though. So that's why I'm going to do the Tupac versus Biggie, who won this battle. So I'm going to go over the history. It's going to be a long video. So I got to do a lot of research of the interviews, the diss tracks. So if Tupac and Biggie didn't beef in the first place, I think both of them was to be alive, though. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, guys. What y'all think? You think Diddy has something to deal with Tupac's murder? You think, because KBD right now, he's in jail right now. So, of the Tupac's murder. So, I don't know, man. What's got to wait and see? I'll keep my eyes out, see what happens. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.